Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you all doing? I hope you had a great week this past week, as the market gave us plenty of opportunities to capitalize on. In this video, I want to talk about my analysis for the four major pairs: GBP, gold, Euro USD, GBP USD, and Gbpjpy. And as usual, I'll start off with gold from the weekly time frame and work my way down to the 4-hour time frame. Now, on the weekly time frame, we can see again, just like I mentioned this past week, that price is still in this downtrend. You can see making these lower highs and then lower lows. And when price made this lower high, price has started this down move. Okay, and you can see that not this past week, but the week before, we can see how strong this bearish move was, which is an indication that price most likely will continue to downside because this was a bullish engulfing candle, a bearish engulfing candle, sorry. So now price got to this support level here and has failed to break below it. You can see that price has formed this, somewhat of a spinning bottom, or a doji candle, you can call it, really more of an indecision. So price is stalling a bit around this area. It's still very possible because when buyers try to push price to the upside, you can see that sellers did all their best to push it back down. And this alone could tell you that there's still a lot of sellers in the market trying to push price to the downside. So I would say the next candle really on the weekly time frame will be the determining factor if price will continue this down move. So what I expect is for this down move to actually continue, for price to get all the way to the 1680 area, which I've said previously in the past. And if we go to the daily time frame, we can see that yeah, price continues down there all the way here. And what I was thinking of during this midweek, as I pointed out previously, was possibly price retracing maybe all the way up to this level here before continuing the downward. But unfortunately, price didn't move all the way up there. Price got to about 50% before moving down, which again, if you plot our Fibonacci retracement level from the swing high to the swing low, makes sense because you can see price getting to the 50% level here around the 1765 area and then quickly rejecting to the downside, forming this sort of engulfing candle. So because of how strong this candle was, I'm expecting price to continue in that direction. So if the next daily candle closes below this area, say on Monday, for example, the next Monday candle that forms goes down and breaks and closes below this area, and then closes strongly bullish, bearish as well, then most likely price will continue all the way down. So if that happens, then we should be looking to take our entry for a sell. Okay, if we go to the 4-hour time frame, the same thing on the 4-hour time frame. We just have to watch very closely to see how price reacts to this area. So if price continues, we can see that this area hasn't really broken through with a very strong bullish candle that went to PS all the way through, but nevertheless has still broken. So what we'll do in this case is just to wait and see how price retraces, because I expect it to retrace down a bit, then come back to retest this area before continuing to the downside. So on the 4-hour time frame, this is the sort of move we'll be looking for price to continue down a bit, and then we'll wait for a retracement back into this area, the 1740 area. And then if price gives us a bearish signal in this area, then we can take our sell trade from there. And looking at it on the daily time frame, it will be more or less a close finally on the daily time frame below this area, strongly bullish, bearish. And yeah, so that's what we'll be looking at to capitalize on the down move, and that's what I'm expecting for gold this coming week, as there are a lot of buyers of dollars at this point in time, so I'm expecting a sell for gold. Next, I'm going to talk about my analysis for Euro USD, and again, starting off with the weekly time frame and then work my way down to the 4-hour time frame. Now, on the weekly time frame, we can see that I've pointed this arrow here because even from my last week analysis, I've been expecting price to continue this down move, following this move here when price touched this resistance area as well as the top of this channel. I was expecting price to continue all the way down to the bottom of this channel. That would be around the 0.97 area. That's where I'm expecting price to go to eventually, and you can see from the last weekly candle that that has happened. On the daily candle, we can see that this was the move I was expecting for price to get all the way to this area. So it didn't really get exactly the point I wanted it to get to. Nevertheless, it still got to very close to the area, so I was able to take my profit out of that um, uh, Euro USD trade. And you can see this pin bar forming after this long week shows that there are a lot of sellers in market, and most likely price continuing to the downside, and which is what I'm expecting for Euro USD this coming week. All right, so yeah, so this is what I pointed out in my last analysis video during the midweek. This double bottom patterns sort of, and I was expecting price to continue all the way up. Got very close, just a few pips off, and then I was able to take my profits before price came all the way to the downside. Now, the way we're going to trade is, now that we know that we're expecting a sell for Euro USD, I would say there is a channel forming here that you can easily plot, okay? And then this is it. So for you to enter your sell on Euro USD, we're just going to wait for the break of that level there, price to come back into this area here, and then continue to the downside. So this is what I'm expecting for Euro USD for the upcoming week. It's still a sell, just like gold, but we're just going to wait for price to break out of this channel before taking our sell trade for Euro USD. So that's my analysis for this pair. Next, I'm going to move on to GBP USD. And again, with GBP USD, I'm going to start off with the weekly time frame and then work my way down to the 4-hour time frame. So on the weekly time frame, we can see how strongly bearish the market is. Price kept on moving, forming lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs. I kept on doing that, and we can see that price finally has broken the previous low, which was this area here. Okay, so price has broken this area here now and closed below it on the weekly time frame, which is a very strong indication that price most likely will continue this down move, possibly down to this next significant resistance level around the support level around the 1.148 area. And then if we go to the daily time frame, we can see what's happening as well. Price moving strongly bearish, forming this double top pattern, which again, if you watch my previous videos, I pointed out. Price got back to this area here, retraced a little bit. I was expecting price to get all the way to this level here, but again, just like Euro USD, got very close to it and then quickly to the downside, forming this nice bearish candle, and then breaking below that level and closing on the daily time frame. So this for me is a strong indication that price will continue its down move. Okay, so that's what I'm expecting for the upcoming week. So for GBP USD as well, I will encourage you to sell the market because again, you can see that this area has been broken, tested multiple times, and you can see the strong bearish candle that broke through that area. So again, just look for a good place to enter your sell trade, and then hopefully be able to capitalize on the market, because there will be a massive move all the way down there. So I'm still expecting say about a 250 pip move on GBP USD. So just like gold, Euro USD, GBP USD is also bearish, as buyers are buying a lot of dollar at this point. So finally, I'm just going to talk about my analysis for Gbpjpy, which has more or less been the same thing over the last few days or last couple of weeks. And that is, we can see the price ranging, moving in this sort of direction. And again, because of the wicks that has been forming, a lot of indecision in the market the last few weeks, and so I have stayed completely away from Gbpjpy. If you're a day trader, it's still possible to trade it, but for me, I'm just going to stay away from it for the time being until price gets down to this area, the 158 area, before I look to do anything with this particular pair. So I will, if you're a swing trader, I would encourage you to stay away from it as well. Trade other pairs, and then later on, when there is a clear direction, then you can always go and trade Gbpjpy. So this has been my analysis for the 4 major pairs. I hope you have found this video very helpful. If you have, kindly leave a like, and if you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe to the channel for more analysis videos. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great week ahead. Peace.
I can't forget the day we met. Your eyes so blue, me piercing through. I can't forget the day